Voting is underway in Russia's presidential election, which is all but certain to hand Vladimir Putin another 6 years in power. Polls are open across the country until Sunday. Russia's military is also overseeing voting in illegally annexed regions of Ukraine. The election is on the heels of the death of opposition leader Alexei Navalny. Putin faces 3 challengers on the ballot, but they are all from token opposition parties whose policies are in step with the Kremlin's. Brian Taylor is a professor at Syracuse University and director of the Moynihan Institute of Global Affairs. His primary research is focused on Russian politics. Welcome. Thanks very much for joining us. So critics say this election is a sham. What is the proof that Putin has made this election a sure thing for him?
There is abundant proof, and really we have 24 years of watching Putin build an increasingly repressive authoritarian state. So the main purpose of elections like this in an authoritarian country is to show everyone that Putin is forever. There is no alternative to Putin. There's no point in resisting his state.
Well, what kind of effect, I wonder, has the death of Alexei Navalny had on this election?
I don't think it's had a specific immediate effect. It may have demoralized certain people in Russia who were supporting him. I would note that Alexei Navalny's team and his widow, Yulia Navalnaya, have been calling for people to show up on Sunday at noon together. It's called Noon Against Putin, and to vote for anyone but Putin. And there will certainly be people who do that, but not in numbers that can affect the results, which are, I would say, predetermined.
Well, the war in Ukraine is now in its 3rd year. What impact does the fighting have on voters?
Many Russians are actually trying to tune out the war. No one expected it in the Russian political system that this would last this long, that Russia would be having such a hard time in the war. There obviously are people who support the war, and there obviously are people who oppose the war, and those who oppose the war will either be staying home or spoiling their ballot in some way, or voting against or voting for one of the other candidates. But ultimately, there's so many ways the Kremlin can basically fix the vote. They can draw the results they want, I would say.
All right, Brian Taylor for us. Brian, thank you.
Thank you, Elaine.